In order to create multiple pages in a brochure or multiple versions of a poster, for instance, you'll create more than one artboard. In this practice file, you'll learn how to create new artboards with the Artboard tool in Artboard editing mode. Then you'll set a few options for artboards like changing their names. To follow along, open this practice file from the downloadable practice files for this tutorial. And then with the file open, choose View, Fit All in Window. So you can see more of the gray area to the right of the artboards, press Command and minus on Mac or Control and minus on Windows a few times to zoom out. The artwork you see on the left is in the gray canvas area, which is where you put content you're not currently using and might not be printed or exported. You'll create a new artboard for that content so it can be printed or saved as a PDF. Ensure that nothing is selected by choosing Select, Deselect. To create artboards, click the Edit Artboards button in the Properties panel to the right of the document. This enters Artboard editing mode and selects the Artboard tool in the Tools panel on the left. The Artboard tool is used to both create and edit artboards. You could also have just selected the Artboard tool to enter Artboard editing mode. To the far right of the artboards, click and drag to create a new artboard. Notice the gray measurement label showing the width and height as you draw. When it's about this size, release the mouse button. Once it's created, it's selected. You can tell because it's got this dotted line and handles surrounding it. Drag any of the corners or an edge of the artboard and you can easily resize it. You can also create artboards of a specific size, maybe to create and print a poster or design an app for a specific device size. With the artboard still selected, make sure it's far enough away from the artboards to the left. You can drag it over if necessary. In the Properties panel to the right of the document, you can enter width and height values here for a custom size, but click the Preset menu and you'll reveal preset artboard sizes you can choose from. Choose Letter to transform the artboard you drew into a letter-sized artboard. You can also change the orientation if you need in the Properties panel. Make sure that Portrait is selected. To better keep track of your different artboards when you have a lot of them, you can name them something that makes sense to you. Select the name in the Properties panel and type Flyer. Then press Enter or Return to accept the name. Move the pointer into the artboard and drag it next to the orange postcard. You can move all your artboards where they make sense to you. Now you'll move this content on the left onto the new artboard so it can be printed. Click Exit at the top of the Properties panel on the right to stop editing artboards. You could also select another tool in the Tools panel. Select the Selection tool in the Tools panel on the left, then drag this green rectangle into the upper left corner of the artboard. To resize it so it stretches across the artboard, drag the lower right corner of that rectangle to make it bigger, snapping the corner into the lower right corner of the artboard. Then, drag this logo content roughly into the center of the artboard as well. So you can see all of the artboards again, choose View, Fit All in Window. There really are a lot of ways to create artboards in Illustrator, and now that you know how to create them, you can add multiple artboards to an existing document, maybe to create a multi-page brochure or several versions of signage, or even versions of a poster, for instance. To create a copy of this practice file, choose File, Save As, and give it a different name. That way you don't overwrite the original.